take Mr. Bluebane here, and we're going to run him through his first dragon hunt. Do a little practice. This way he can pick up shards. Oh, I need to see if he's got any. He does have guild marks on him. Oh, goody, goody. Here in a few, I'm going to need more guild marks, which is what I'm going to do. Dragon Hunt, first one. This is also, he can pick up his chromatic strands. That way I can donate those to the strongholds. First thing we always do, always get my lore. Here, as you can see, he is not geared very well. He is not geared very well at all. We're going to summon the Blaspheming Assassin because she does the best damage. We're going to make sure he's got no collars on, as you can see. He's got mythic mounts. He's got blue insignias. A lot of them gone. We want to check, make sure what we've got here. We'll leave it as it is because we'll see how well he survives. He's a baby Barbie. He's not a big Barbie. He's just a baby Barbie. And always hit the campfire. Always hit the campfire before we do it. And oh, and I laughed. And for my barbarians, I have typically built them for the last couple of years on being able to build my rage. So you'll notice I don't use the encounter powers as often, but I use them as soon as my rage goes down. I fire my encounter powers, and if you fire your encounter powers all three across the board, you can just rage again. And I do use Bloodletter. Not so fast. And I believe it's Bloodletter. Brass Strike. Oh, he's actually got a couple of boons. Yeah. Blood Spiller. So, is it the best build? Don't know. Does it work for me? Yeah, it does. A friend of mine's got a lot better build than I've got. I don't, even though I have a main barbarian, who is also another Bluebane, I don't typically play the barbarian. I've got a main of every class, but I typically play either paladin or fighter as main. I don't do the barbarian is my master crafter. The main barbarian is my master crafter. I should probably need to change up his gear a little bit and put that Will's damage ring on him. Does he?
Why Bobby does fight back?
Why does he fight back? Well, buddy, it's because he's trying to stay alive.
Well, follow me, those nurse, the robot chased
That would be
a
my
blue
son.
car and a red monster with 5 headlights and 2 headlights on top. There's 6 of them.
Yeah.
And her just transformer robot. I hope you will get finished my truck. God. Will he get finished my truck?
Probably.
Which way is on the spawn at?
I don't mind, buddy.
I think he's gonna spawn right here inside my tractor, okay?
Probably. My son has played Farm Simulator.
And
Farming
this
Simulator, whatever it
is
is.
my
He is
tractor.
absolutely vehicle obsessed.
You heard somebody trying to get my tractor dirty.
I remember, buddy.
Look at my engine's so dirty.
Yes, it is.
And there's a road. And the train tracks are all the way down this road. I ran around the circle. It's not like sweater over here.
Ah! Down goes the dragon. I actually don't mind the dragon fights. It's just the tediousness of grinding out this campaign. I just can't bring myself to do it. And anybody that's gotten gear out of here, that's wanting gear, I mean, hell, he's still wearing 1230 gear from Barbies.
I
He's
will
got a
gonna
full
stay
thing for
here
saddle.
and wait for the car, and then I am gonna move.
Good job, buddy. And a black
Hurry
opal,
up, man.
my typical reward. We'll take him out.
Why is cars taking forever?
I don't know, buddy. I don't know why the car's taking forever. Let's see.
You can hear my engines running.
Go here.
Welcome to you put
Go back here. And information is key.
There we
And
go.
then we'll
looking at
do
selecting me. What do you need?
that.
That worked.
Now what we're going to do is we are going to go to the stronghold.
The car is far away.
And like every other tune, like the majority of videos I do, I'm going to
far
run
away.
him through the stronghold to gather up currency. That way I can, the guild he is in is done. Fool's Brigade is, we have one structure left to build, and then, you know, we will tinker with everything else. But we have something built everywhere in our stronghold. Some of the structures level 1, most of them are the PvP towers, the archer towers, the sorcerer's towers. I don't think we have any of the spore towers. But what it did by doing that was, as I've said before, it cleared out the trash mobs. Makes it a little easier to navigate through the stronghold. What we'll do here is we'll look for
Guys, do you see that green trail on the map?
Yes, I do. We're going to look for, see, we've got to
There's
defeat
a road.
devils.
Train roads are that
Now,
way.
normally, if you don't have this
And a lot
quest,
of them away.
my only
This is my
enemy
ring. I
is
can
time.
talk to
Then
tow
we
truck
want
drivers
time.
and tell them my tires flat and tell them that
Mark that one
but
as first.
the truck driver.
We'll mark that one as first, but what we will do is we're going to look here. So Giants is up. That's normally one that's really good to do because you can get an extra 10 shards from one of the BHEs. That being one. Another good solo one is No Sympathy. That's the one I'm looking for. Then of course there's the bickering beholders, and then there's like, you know, a couple of other big ones down at the bottom. But right now, we need to find no sympathy. So what we're going to do is we're going to slide over here to one of our sister guilds, and we're going to look and see if it pops there. BHE. No, there is no BHE up currently here. There is Homestead Kidnap, but these do not give the extra 10 heroic shards.
Sorry.
Giants Among Dead. Once again, the BHE
The
pops
berries
up
are
there.
dead.
Not the one we want. And
Right.
what we'll look here is we will teleport
It says your trawler died.
once again, go, and we're going to go to Finland. Let's see if these fun folks have.
It says your trawler died.
have I see where it says that your controller died. Let's see if no sympathy is up here. Surely one of these will have no sympathy up. This one actually has Canyon Crisis. That one will give the 10 heroic shards if you complete it, but I'm specifically looking for one, and that is no sympathy, because I need the completion, or I need to kill 60 enemies, and no sympathy absolutely spawns a ton of little devils that you can kill quite fast. And it gives 2 vouchers if you get to tier 3 on it. Let's see here. Late Crisis, another BHE. It's not a bad one to do. It is soloable with the right tunes, but not what we're looking for. Simian Kinetics. Let's go Whispers. Whispers in the Shadows. Let's see what populates. Canyon Crisis again. Yeah, we'll just keep doing this until we find the one we want. Because, well, I have a method to my madness. We're going to Imaginary Friends. Shout out to Jane. Lake Crisis. Do this again. Banana Cartel.
I like to watch
Mhm.
these trains move.
Spider Attack. Lake Crisis.
And
One of the
really
problems
try to
with
wait
being
for things
in
to go
a
backwards.
large alliance like this is only when you're looking for a specific heroic, because there's always people out in these strongholds doing things. So it's hard to sometimes get the right one to pop. You just have to keep going until you do. So if there's one person in it, you have to wait till it times. Ascendant Immortals. Shout out to Mars. That's a Canyon Crisis. Oh. Squid. I do not know how to pronounce that. I need to look up how to pronounce that. But Escardon? Bickering Beholders. That's a good one to do, but that's just 2 kills. They don't spawn anything special though. Easy enough to do, but not the one I'm looking for. Neverwinter Revolution.
Why I like
This
saying
is one that I
I'm
usually
on
have
it.
luck with no sympathy popping.
I'm on it.
Oh, Hideaway Crisis. Also a BHE, but not the BHE I want. Spawn times on it are not the best. Order of the 6. Shout out to George.
My show is still going.
I don't know. Did you leave the TV on in the other room?
Yeah.
Then you need to go
running.
turn the TV off in the other room if you're back in here playing Xbox.
Is it running?
If it's running, you need to turn it off. Yes. We can't. That runs up the power bill. We don't. If we're not in a room, we shut the lights and the TVs and everything off. That way we can.
I got to wait. I got to wait for the show to be over.
Yeah, well, they can. Your cars can watch the show with you later. Ancient
Well,
Lake Salt.
Well,
Giants
I
among
gotta
bad.
drive my tractor on these tracks.
Oh, look at that.
Sorry,
In a short bit of time I've been doing
I'm
this.
sorry that you remember I gotta turn up the sound
Mhm.
up, and then my tractor
Infernal
just got
Paragons. Helm
loud.
Guild. This is our Helm Guild. We're part of the Infernal Legion Alliance. Infernal Paragons is. They don't have it up. Okay, well, let's go. We'll just go around
Hey
again.
guys,
Noah, yes, but
my tractor is a train.
your tractor is a train. Oh, yep, I see you driving on the train tracks.
Yep, that's the train.
See what we got here. Lake Crisis. This we're back in our home stronghold. And whenever I say everything's built, if you look, there is the only thing that is not built is the Jubilee Trader that you can only build toward Jubilee. Really wish they would open that up to where you can build the Jubilee Trader at any event. It would give smaller guilds an opportunity to get campaign currency. It's not like it stays up for longer than 24 hours. But, you know, we've got a warehouse built. We've got, you know, archer towers. We've got sorcerer's towers. And, of course, stables. We got two warehouses. A warehouse here and a warehouse here. The only two places you can build them. Please, if you're building a stronghold, think about the future and places for your peeps to dump once you get high level and futures. Don't make multiple 10 spawns. Just 4 production facilities and then work on supports. Support structures are cheaper to build anyway than a regular production structure. And in the end, there's very little difference in having the extra structure. There's a lot of difference in having 2 warehouses. So once you're at level 20 and your guild's built, you have a lot more coffer space. So your players don't have to go looking for other things. Bickering beholders. And I would love to go down and kill them, but I really, really want the 2 vouchers and the 10 heroic shards that will come out of no sympathy if I get to tier 3, because no sympathy will give me a total of 20 heroic shards. Whoop. Hideaway crisis. Oh. Let's see here.
Hey guys.
Whispers. And while we're at Whispers, we're going to go ahead and do something, because Whispers currently has mysterious merchant up. So, bickering beholders, we'll go ahead and do this, because I'm impatient and there's no guarantee this stuff will be up here.
My tractor is broken.
Well, you probably have to call somebody to get it fixed, buddy.
Well, now I have to walk.
One of the things that I've been doing is this.
I got pushed by a train,
Store.
and the train broke my tire.
2 of these.
Look, that's
2 of
the
these.
train just pushed me. Or
And then
that
you
train
get a
pushed
bunch
my
of
tractor.
these. Yes, buddy.
That train pushed my tractor. Well, now I got
Noah,
some new.
you're being very loud again. And
I got some interesting. I got
6
some
of
in the
those.
garage.
Go ahead and do 7.
Serious?
And I don't need.
My tray is still in the garage.
How many? We'll just.
Every
stay
time
with
my tray is still in
So,
the garage.
that. Now that we've spent some guild
Seriously.
marks, earn some more guild marks. This is one of my issues too with the
Serious?
new area is the Demon Web Pitch. You use currency to buy the maps, and while it does open up mastercrafting to anyone that wants to do it, even though you still have to join a guild to spend money to get the Cholton mastercrafting, you can then quit the guild, go buy the Sharandar mastercrafting, go buy the other mastercrafting. So anybody can do mastercrafting. It's not directly tied to it, but it was such a boon having the Explorers Guild and having the General Merchant, where you could spend those guild marks to buy the Explorers charts and go out and pick up the supplies for mastercrafting. I mean, it's been a staple of it since, you know, forever.
My
I
truck
don't remember
will
it
be done
ever
soon.
not being there. Like Crisis. We'll just
Well,
keep
guys,
rotating through. No,
my tractor's broken.
I know.
I got to leave my tractor broken.
do you?
Yeah, I spawned the other one.
Oh, just really want no sympathy. Otherwise, it's really, really hard to get that 60 kill. Because if you'll notice, and I've got the counter up whenever I do find a no sympathy. There is a glitch. It doesn't always happen, but it happens often enough. Let's see. Defending the stronghold. That's the one. See, defending the stronghold, that's not the one I want. Keeping the peace, that's the one I want. If you notice, my only enemy is time. This counter will go up as you kill things. Keeping the peace, my only enemy is time. And what was
My
the other
tractor's broken.
one? I thought I
Got
had.
it.
Let's see, defending the stronghold. Those two right there, those are the ones I'm looking for quest-wise. And then, like, Devil's in the Hideaway. So, these three, when this hits 30, because this quest, my only enemy is time, you need to kill X amount of enemies. You need to kill 10 enemies, then 30 enemies, then 60 enemies. Well, you'll be able to see that they're not exactly. Hello, Vern. They're not exactly. The counter doesn't work.
Am I gonna go home real quick?
Are you going to go home real quick? Probably.
Did you see my break?
Yeah. I also hear the television in the other room. You need to go turn it off.
Would you please let me go park for them? I'm gonna turn her off.
You go park your tractor on your game and then go turn that off. Yes. Okay. Ooh, this is slow lag again. Experiencing a bit of lag today. Had a really bad headache today too. I don't know if I just slept wrong or if, you know, it's my neck. My neck is bothering me. But Ancient Lake Assault. Canyon Crisis. Let's see. Find person. Search. Is there anybody here? There's nobody in this stronghold, so. We'll just keep rotating around till I find the one I want. I'm not going to bring up the map. Lake Crisis. And it's just really hard to get a good respawn unless that heroic is up. That heroic is the easiest way to get that. No sympathy. Right there, no sympathy. Oh, and one thing we are going to do is we are going to change our companion. We're going to bring out Elminster. So even at Legendary, he is still better than most of the mythic ones I've got. At least for multi-target. As you can see, I mean, I'm still running the Undermountain set. I mean, this character's never actually been played. He's got hand-me-down stuff. But I do have some good enchantments. But I've just got base stuff on him, just base stuff that I have through the game. Well, looking for more. Need 2 tanks for a random trial queue. Well, I need to do a random trial queue. I'm not necessarily going to do a random trial queue right now. I'll do one in a little bit. Right now, I want to do this and get my 2 Barbarians through this. My 2 baby Barbies. Here they are. No sympathy. Now, a tip: watch the track. My challenge has started. I've got 6 enemies all the way across the board. All right. We're at 14. Tier 1 has been earned at 14. Finally get 14. But now it's 15. There's 14, 19, there's 20. 20. See, procced on it. The 20 that I needed to kill are there. Step out of the red for a minute. Heal myself up a little bit.
Oh, God.
There. Tier 2, but I'm at 42. It didn't proc at exactly 30. And it does it a lot. There is a very problematic lag with this. So 48. Right there, you see we've hit 60 kills. 60 kills and nothing. And we had to hit how many? 66, 67, 60, 66 to 68 to get the proc on the 3rd. Now you know why. That timer is always off, and I have on a multitude of occasions come down to this area and done this, and just because the devils do respawn quickly in the bottom part here, the problem is they don't respawn fast enough with that counter being off. Oh, and one thing we do want to do is we want to change this out here. It should be able to fit in there. Oh, it can't. Okay. So what we will do is we will look here. I'm looking for this particular skill. Anytime I'm doing anything out here, stronghold, cleric's wisdom, it's an extra 10% on any influence gained. And then I'll go back here and I'll put the golden goat back on. So, and do my stats suck? Most definitely. But is he functional out here? Yes, he is. He is not an in-game tune. He will never be an in-game tune. He is just one that I like to play. And as I always say, anytime I'm doing this and running these characters through it, the extra 10 heroic shards, 150 of influence, look down here, get an extra 10%. That's an extra 15 influence for 165. location. And then we'll just work our way around the area. Drake's is up. We may run up to Drake's in a few. We may not. We may do this just systematic killing across the bottom and work our way toward. Well, Devils is up. We'll do Devils. That'll give us. You can do 5 missions a day, and if you, for 400 influence in the stronghold. Plus, if you have boon structures, you can typically get an extra. You can get an extra mission from the boon structure to go do something. Be it a race, if you've got the stables, the barracks, you have to do heroics different places. The temple, I'm not sure what it is leveling. I don't remember. I have to be honest. But you have to do Malabogs to pick up Maliki's tomes if you're at the top. The Explorers Guild gives you the Explorers Guild gives you 10 resource nodes, and you should be able to pick up chip mugs from resource nodes. You should be able to pick them up from like 10 of them if you've got a good drop rate. And every now and then it may take 12 to 15, but it'll give you an extra 100 influence. The Great Race in Whispering Caverns, which is the top end on the stable, it only gives you 40, so you would get 44 if you have the Cleric. I recommend, the Cleric is I believe it is still available in the Zen market. It's one of the ones that I do recommend because it's just handy to have. The extra influence gives you 1-to-1 on guild marks. The food is good. Ooh, lag spike. The food is good in the stronghold, the top end food especially, if you have a level 10 marketplace. The other is alright until you get a level 10 marketplace. Plus you can buy overloads, as I've said before. You can buy wards, Slayer overloads, ward overloads. Very handy. I've got stacks of them for dragons. I've got stacks of them for everything. You can use a combination of them to help with dungeons and trials and stuff like that. There is some gear that you can get, which isn't bad. I'm sitting here looking for the boss to spawn, and I need to go down here and get him up here. Now, this being a level 20 guild, I've got a lot more missions, and a lot of times you'll see me out in the Sword Coast Alliance Guild, and there won't be as many missions out there. Missions increase as the guild level increases, there is a guild story thread that begins with My Fae Lady that gives heroic shards as you go up through there. I really don't know why it doesn't give adventure shards, because it's not like you're actually doing heroics. I would like to see them switch that. Oh, okay, here. Merciless guy. These can be quite challenging for new characters. Like I said, this is an alt character, but I have so much legacy stuff that it is. Ooh, beholders. Now here comes an interesting thing. I don't have to do beholders, but I do need to get another heroic. So I'm going to go, and I think we are just going to pop right over here and see how this brave fellow does against the beholders, considering he is not one of the better toons to do this. And
My truck is still destroyed.
yep, just have to watch and make sure I don't get caught in that. Oh, and make sure I stay healed, stay out of the red. That's where it becomes problematic. That right there is where it becomes problematic. As you can see, he is not the best tune for this, but we get him healed up here, and we'll try and go again. Oop, 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 oop. I don't know where my companion is. I'm hoping I stay alive long enough to do this. Get out of the red. There we go. And admittedly, I may have bit off more than I can chew. I need to get out of the red. I got the one. If I can get the one killed, the other one should be fine. The problem is getting the one killed. It's if you can get one of them down, you can get the other one. So, especially as I'll keep him and my companion will be doing some damage. I need a heal potion.
I think my truck is done already.
I think it is. Hang on while I get rid of this eye time. What I'm fighting or what you're fighting? Or what you're doing?
It's not working on.
Yeah. Ah, defending the stronghold. And I got a little voucher. So, go right here, 83. That's over the 75. I think I've already got this one. And what we'll do here is, as we complete these out, we'll take them off the list and, return to the builder. Yeah, because we know we're going to go back there. The race is the only one. My only enemy is time. And, of course you get support missions that give you 10 adventuring shards. Temple 4 upgrade, like I said, you need to recover the tomes. Explorers Guild, you need to get, it's 12 chipmugs. Then there's the barracks. Barracks, you got to do 4 heroic encounters in the Well of Dragons. I think the Well of Dragons support, you got to kill 3 heralds, but I think you have to kill heralds for the Wizard's Workshop quest too. And I get confused on that because we don't have a Wizard's Workshop in ours. We've got the stables, the barracks, the temple, and the sports guild.
Which one?
Which one what?
Which garage my truck is in?
I don't know which garage your truck is in. I don't work there. Now we'll look and grab this right quick. We'll look and see what heroics are up. Because I always like to do heroics. Like drakes, whenever you're killing 20 drakes, Drake attack is good. Beast attack when you're killing beasts. Oh no, sympathy's up again. Spider attack. There's certain ones that you can get 2 missions done at once if you have them, and I like doing those. But if I don't have to, I don't have to. I could go down and do no sympathy again, but I'm not going to. I'm going to instead swing up here and do Palamavir and defeat the Gorgon, as well as kill Beast. Spider attack is up, and this is the case in point on this. Actually, what I will do is I'll figure out how to get around out of where I'm at. And I'll cut up this way. Ooh. Once again, I got a little lag going on in the game today. Don't know if that means that there's high flow population or if my internet is just particularly sluggish. But I'm going to go over here and kill spiders. I only need 2 more heroics to get my 400, or with the cleric, the 441. I can solo this one, but it takes a little more time. And why solo it whenever I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone? This is our illustrious warehouse where we store all our stuff. It's on the Maiden's Hollow. That can actually be a production site, but then you're attending 5 production sites, 6 if you build one up there at the north gate. And I just don't see where it's particularly beneficial to do that. It's always to me been more aggravating to tend more than 4 spots, especially if you're a growing guild. You know, we could stop right here and, you know, lumberyard, and as I realize I'm not in my stronghold, you know, I can't tend otherwise. And I wish they would allow the Alliance to tend, because there are a lot of guilds that you know, as I rode through, I would just tend their stuff for them and be more than happy. Devil attack is up again. Let's see, it is up. Somebody may be doing heroics out here as well. So, some of them pop. And I normally have a pattern that I go in, but I will skip that pattern for certain, you know, certain things. Oh, I aggroed in some stuff. That's all right. Oh, and I just realized I've still got her out, which she's fine for single target, but I actually prefer my Elminster for large target. Ooh, drink it. And there's that. So 35, we actually get 39. So we'll run up here and kill the Cyclops. And then after the Cyclops, we will shuffle over toward this area. Artemis did not stand a chance. And then what we'll do is we'll look as we're riding this way. You know, we still got to go up and kill drakes. I guess we could go up and kill drakes right quick. Beast attack is up, however. Nope, we will not go kill drakes yet. We will go to beast attack, and then by the time beast attack is over, we'll work our way up, kill the owlbears, and then go kill some drakes. And if the drake attack is up, so be it. If not, we'll just run around the Dragon Hills area and kill stuff. And the stronghold, it's really a shame that they have neglected the stronghold the way they have, because this is really one of the most beautiful parts of the game. I mean, this place is absolutely beautiful. They did a wonderful, the artist that did this. Oh, look here, look here. This is the Spungle Fort, the Spungle Tower, Spungle Tower, the Fungal Tower. Sorry. This is one of the PvP structures, the Underdark Spore Tower. This does healing for PvP. It probably looks better right here than it does anywhere else, but it still looks funky. It's got a funky design on it. I wish you could have an option of visuals on your stuff. That way, whatever structure you have up, you could pick and choose the look of it to a certain point. But that's something that does healing. The archery tower does. Oh, and there's the wizard. It'd be nice if you could pick up missions from Alliance strongholds too, like from their boom structures. But no such luck. So it depends on whether you're actually PvPing. Our guild does. We have some PvPers, but they are not. There's not a lot of PvPers. The Alliance hosts a siege event. We get, people who come in and do the. We've got certain members that come in on the weekends and. Organize stronghold siege events to do PvP, and it's nice. It gives some of the people that do like to do PvP opportunities to do it. Since the queue system is obviously not working, and you have to get your parties preformed if you ever want it to pop. Here's the last heroic I need, and just a couple more missions, and he is done. Go over here and kill. Oh, and you would be sitting right on my thing. But you give me a chance to build up my rage. We're going to aggravate them anyway. And he's done. He's done. Good fight, my big man. Good fight. We'll slip the gap up here amongst these things and defeat the Gorgon. Then we'll go defeat the owlbears. Then we'll go kill drakes. And then that's it for him on this day. Look and see how much stuff we got. And I guess it really doesn't matter. I left her out for the rest of them. Put Elminster's somewhat thrown back. The fake Elminster, not real Elminster. And as I pointed out before, if you come right here, and I'll show you this here. This is down here at the bottom. See that log and see the waterfall? And then you can kind of look over here at that. That right here is looking inward at this up here. And I'll show you, because remember that log. And it's a shame because actually I need to go a little slow. Let's put on some speed. I feel I have a need for speed. The Wizard's Workshop. That is a beautiful structure. It's very, very kind of freaky. Really wish you could go in some of these buildings. See, here's another PvP structure that can be built. We have a Wizard's Tower there at Fool's Brigade, and I believe the other one can be built. It's right here. We have an Archer's Tower at the Great Bridge. We'll take a look at the Great Bridge here in a second. Hey, trinkets. Oh, 36 strands. Love the strands. See if you come here to the Great Bridge. You can see waterfall. Waterfall. You look at the symmetry here. And the symmetry being, this is exactly the same. If you look over here and look back here, that you're looking into the stronghold, into a stronghold from a different direction. Now, what we had thought at one time that the devs were going to do was going to be to allow us to have these bridges open, and you could ride from stronghold to stronghold, and it would allow you to ride through the alliance. Like, you know, the Helm Guild would be on one, and then you could ride into your allied strongholds. Stable Master, that's the one that gives the races. You, depending upon where you have to go, you know, it's different areas as it levels. Whispering Caverns is the last one. One of them used to be the Chasm. One of them, the very first one, I believe, was the Black Lake District. So I don't know how that works now that the Black Lake District is no longer there. And luckily enough, this heroic is up. So we will just kill all 20 of our dragons right here. That's the one I want. He's the little marauder. He's the one that causes me all a little bit of aggravation. Okay. So, looking here, we have Gardrake. We're 14 and at 50%. Ambush Drake, he's the one I always like to take down. I don't care that the Gardrake knocks me back a little bit. Dark, I need Dark bad in not only Fool's Brigade, but in the Sword Coast Alliance. There's 20 Drakes, and then, as I said, if you remember that log from down at the other end, we're going to ride out here now along this path. We're just going to dart around some of these Drakes. Really think they had big plans for this at one time, but I don't know what they decided to do with it. See, that's almost like a heroic shadow, but there's not a heroic there. There's actually, other than a small heroic, this is one of the few areas that doesn't have a BHE. There's a whole bunch of them in the lower area. You've got Lake Crisis, you've got Bickering Beholders, you've got Canyon Crisis. I think that's Lakeside maybe. Then you got No Sympathy. So a whole bunch of BHEs down here. Then of course you have the Giants up here, but you really have nothing in this area here. We at one time had thought it was possible that they were going to do a BHE right here in this area or another heroic, but they didn't, so we don't have it. But if you come over here, if you look, there's that log. And you come over to the bridge, and you see that the bridge, well, looky there. There's the log. There's the other side of the bridge. If they cleared this off, I could go right into another stronghold. And, there's so much stuff, because if you look at the map, as far as up here, look at how much area is up here in this stronghold area that is not opened up, but you can see is textured on the map. And then if you look down here, you've got some area down here as well. And I think they were itching for a fight. They probably regret it. Incoming enemies. Oh. Okay. Well. So you can see him there. I could see his outline as he faded back against that tree. But, whenever you're looking at the stronghold, we'll just go in a little exploratory jaunt. There's places here, because we're talking about going up into this area. I mean, of course you can't get up in here, but if you come through here and you look at certain places, it's almost like you got a path. And then there's a gap. And if you could squeeze the gap, if they would just knock this rock out of the way, you could go right up into the top and have a whole new section of map up here, which would be nice, because right now a lot of guilds are hindered by what boon structures you can put up. And I understand they wanted the diversity in the beginning, but now with it being so hard to get people to join guilds, and a lot of your, everybody's looking for a bigger guild. It's like, what do we have that we can offer? Well, you've got 4 boon structures. But if you actually added to the guild, this is the temple priest. It'd be nice if you could actually go into these things too and have little bit of fun there. But, you look here, coming across, there's an area about to the north of us that we just can't get into. Another heroic. I'm going to let you guys fight this on your own, gentlemen. But like here, where the demonics, and the demonics are pretty much, they serve a few purposes. But here, you've got a gate you could put in that could lead into the northern part of this. And as you come around, you've got another gate that could lead in there. And you can actually see through that to something. And that's probably actually another stronghold. We're gated off from another stronghold being attached at the top. But of course, we were looking at the bottom of it before too. You don't see as much. But there's some things here that it would be really nice if you could go in these buildings, and see stuff, maybe just, even if it's just aesthetics for RP play. But look here, we're on it leads around, and it could lead into this area here. It'd be nice if you could get into these buildings. A lot of people want player housing, well, player housing, you could do it with the strongholds. You could do it with workshop, in all honesty. You could put apartments in the workshop. Come down here. This is the quartermaster. Okay. That is the barracks. But look, even here, you've got a gateway here through into that area. You come along here, there's points all along this that show for expansion of the stronghold. And my point on this, and my point looking at it, look, there's ways you could put paths in to get over there. Look at this. You could take out the slippery slope that is this rock, and you could put a little passage up into this. Point being is you could expand the stronghold. Right now, with boons. Ours has the barracks, we have the Explorers Guild, we have the stable, and we have the Explorers Guild, the stable, and the temple. We have the temple. Now, the ones we don't have, we do not have a training yard. We do not have a wizard's workshop. So right there, wizard's workshop. We do not have a mercenary outpost. We do not have the siege smithy or the siege workshop. So that's what's 6. So there's 6 boon structures we don't that you do not have. You can only build 4 at the moment. But if you gave the opportunity to build at least 2 more boon structures up in this area, and you could totally leave this down here for the wilds. Leave this down here, add in another big heroic, something, major down in the bottom, but in the top allow you to civilize it and do some things there. It would be nice if you had the option to do that. You could, that pathway there, right up into an area that connects more down to the bottom here. And expand the stronghold. Maybe make it easier. Use the strands. Eventually the dragon hunt gear is not going to be best in slot for a lot of things. And you're going to have people collecting strands with nothing to do with them other than to trade them off. Maybe, I haven't looked, maybe you can get astral diamonds with them. We'll go look here right quick. We'll just go to Protector's Enclave and look. I don't... But the chromatic strands you can only drop into the coffer. And as the gear becomes less relevant and people are not looking for the gear, they're not looking to do the hunt modifiers. I mean, I've only opened hunt modifiers on 1 tomb, and only, I think, 3 particular hunt modifiers. Let's see. Let's trade elemental strands. Nope, cannot trade elemental strands for anything other than other elemental strands. So when this becomes obsolete, there will be nothing to do with this currency. My idea is to have this slowly replace campaign currency, and people can drop it in the coffers for guild marks, and maybe have, a new big heroic BHE, or, some sort of infernal invasion down at the bottom of the stronghold, since it's basically devils, and do something in the stronghold. Give us the opportunity to put up, more boons. 2 to 4 more boons, maybe even 6 more boon structures up top, and just allow us to put in everything. And I think you'll see a lot of consolidation with with things. It'll help if you do the strands. It'll help the younger guilds grow. But if you give them ways to build, give them incentives to have guilds. I honestly think they could I don't PvP. They could revitalize PvP. Looking at the movie that was just released, Honor Amongst Thieves, you could have that arena put in. You could have that arena and have PvP events in there. Of course, you have to, like the chicken PvP, everybody goes in balanced. Everybody is on the same footing. It's the only way to make PvP fun. Otherwise, you've got people who are doing PvP that have been doing it for years and want that. A lot of, no offense to you PvPers, but you know who you are. You want that advantage. You want that. Oh, everything's full here until we build something else. That's the problem with a lot of PvP, is because new players can't get into it and compete against people that have done it for years, and people that done it for years don't want new people to come in because they want to be able to get the easy kill. They want, lambs to the slaughter. But if you put everybody on on a balanced playing field. You'll find that PvPers in this game, it comes down to talent and not gear. It comes down to skill and quickness with what you're doing as opposed to, you know, gear. So I'm not a PvPer, don't care for PvP, but it would be interesting to see PvP revitalized for those that do like to do it. But I don't think you can do it unless you see 10 heroic shards for tier 3, 10 heroic shards for tier 3, and 2 battlers. You can't do PvP without balancing it out. Your older PvPers don't want that, your newer PvPers do, but you know the conflict between them is the PvPers always want, your older PvPers always want to be overpowered. They want to be the ones who can overwhelm everybody. And as you can see, we picked up a few things: 130 shards, 441 influence, picked up 10 adventuring shards, we picked up some vouchers, and we'll drop this stuff later. We're just going to throw a couple things into the coffer at the moment, which would be, that would go up there. Saving these for doubles, saving these for doubles. If you open up the celestial coffers on doubles, you'll get double the enchanting stones, and it seems to be you get a little bit of an edge on the, get a little bit of the edge on the whole, oh shoot, as soon as I can spit it out. You typically, if you open these in stacks of 30, 30, 60, 90, 180, 240, 270, 300, you get about one cold ward every 30 boxes. Almost, I had one cold ward every 30 boxes. Well worth it to save those up and open them on doubles, because then you get double rank 5. Chanting stones, you know, you get double. Of course, the greens and the blues drop like crazy anyway, but you get double of them. Comes in handy. And we'll just do this, sort it all out, and that's him for the time being. That's my baby Barbie.